Welcome back to Frontline News. I am Aisha Nation. It's now time for Frontline Business. The University of the West Indies is set to raise money on the capital market with the floating of a $60 million bond for an offshore medical facility in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the announcement was made on Monday with Vice Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles giving details at an online press conference. More in this report.
A more entrepreneurial UWI is how the Vice Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles describes the new approach to business by the regional university. In so doing, he noted that the university is using its reputation to obtain revenue. $60 million will be sought in the Trinidad and Tobago market to outfit an offshore medical school at the St. Augustine campus in the Twin Island Republic.
At the moment, we are looking primarily at the Trinidad market, and we believe that $60 million bond will disappear very quickly because, as I've said, there's tremendous goodwill that exists there to UWI medicine and UWI science at the moment. And we've also had students who have been saying, you have to strip this bond in such a way that the students can have access to purchasing a piece of the bond, the alumni can have a piece of the bond, and the faculty can have a piece of the bond. So when we are ready, these are the things that we are going to be looking at.
While not giving an exact date, the Vice Chancellor indicated when the bonds will be available to the market.
So at the moment, we have approval, we have a green light. All we have to do now is work out some details with the government of Trinidad and Tobago that will be partnering with the university and rolling out this strategy. And it is going to be there. And that does not mean, of course, that people in other societies cannot access the bond. I'm sure there are techniques to allow them to access purchase of the bond, but we are going to be asking our government in Trinidad that let us dot a few I's and cross a few T's so that we can have this bond rolled out as soon as possible. Certainly in the context of this year. But all the approvals are in place, and it has been a tremendous amount of hard work to get this ready and get it approved by the council. We are very pleased by all of that.
The Vice Chancellor outlined the university's 10-point plan, which would see a breakdown of revenue coming from the different stakeholders. Governments of the region would be responsible for 50% and the rest made up by fees, private sector and international engagements. Javon Keys, Frontline Business.
After 5 years since the bad gas saga, the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, is reporting that most claims have been honored. During CAC's virtual press briefing, Chairman Donovan White provided an update.
The Commission has disbursed some $23.88 million for 336 claims. Petrodram Ethanol Limited transferred some $24.5 million to the Consumer Affairs Commission on May 14, 2020 for disbursement to consumers who were affected. Persons who were approved for this ex gratia settlement were those who had submitted a claim to the CAC and which were reviewed by the Fuel Investigation Committee and determined to have been substantiated in part or in full thereof. The payment is a sign of good faith by the government of Jamaica to the affected motorists because the committee charged with investigating the incident could not assign liability.
Meanwhile, a total of $12.1 million was obtained in compensation for disgruntled consumers by the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, consumers between April 1 last year and January 31. This after the 1,470 complaints was brought to the attention of the Commission for that period. Now, CAC says this represents a 5% increase over the previous year. According to the Commission, refunds to the disgruntled customers totaled $10.2 million, while compensation was $1.9 million. And the Commission also handled 488 requests for advance during the period. Frontline Business understands that more than 6 million people in the UK became accidental savers during the pandemic by keeping jobs while facing fewer outgoings. According to a UK report, while many people have faced greater debts, redundancy or reduced income during furlough, others have seen their financial position improved. But financial consultancy LCP found that lower travel costs and fewer holidays or eating out have contributed. It suggested longer-term home working could extend the benefits. Now, in Monday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index advanced by 3,310 points to close at under 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 90 stocks, of which 43 advanced, 33 declined, and 14 traded firm. The Junior Market Index declined by 19 points to close at under 3,000 units. And the stocks advanced for Access Financial Services, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, Barita Investments, Cargo Handlers, and Caribbean Cement Company Limited. Now stocks declined for 138 Students Living Jamaica, 1834 Investments, Berger Paints Jamaica, Blue Power Group, and Caribbean Assurance Brokers. Trading firm were CAC 2000 9.5% cumulative redeemable preference shares, Community and Workers of Jamaica CCU deferred shares, Epley Limited 8.5%, Express Catering, and Iron Rock Insurance Company. Now, Wington Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 8.1 million units, followed by Pulse Investments Limited with 3.8 million units, and Dermont Trading Company Limited with 2.7 million units. And now for the foreign exchange. Now, oil prices fell about $1 a barrel on Monday as fears that Chinese oil crude consumption is slowing and OPEC may increase global supply overshadowed hopes that COVID-19 vaccinations and U.S. economic stimulus packages would increase fuel demand. Now, Brent crude fell 72 cents to settle at $63.70 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude lost 93 cents to settle at $60.57 a barrel. And that is it for Frontline Business. I am Aisha Nation, wishing you pleasant viewing.